Hey, this is Trevor with the Super Chevy Brothers. Today, Biko is talking about the Animal Crossing review. If you are interested in Animal Crossing and you want to also help the show, you can use the link in the description to purchase it from Amazon and help us out a bit. Enjoy! Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of the Super Chevy Bros podcast. This is Cheval. Shavar actually isn't here today. Also, this isn't a numbered episode. This is a special episode. Considering the last episode that we put out was pretty short, we decided that we want to talk about some games that we've been playing a lot. So, Shavar, he's going to put out an episode talking about Neo 2. Which came out a couple weeks ago. It's that, Souls-ish type game that came out recently. And today, I'm going to be discussing Animal Crossing, but I'm not doing it by myself. It's not just me. I'm not just in a room somewhere, staring at a wall, talking about Animal Crossing to myself, like Shivari is doing with Neo. No, I am with my girlfriend, Haley Schroeder. Haley, you can introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Haley, and I just want to say that you could be alone. Who knows if I'm really here,
Yeah, so this is just me practicing how to throw my voice really well. Like, really just putting it in there, just really, like...
Look, we can talk at the same time, too. Oh, you stopped talking
as
soon as I started.
Here's the thing.
Okay,
my ventriloquism is so advanced, I can sound nothing like what I look like, see? So I'm going to be doing this whole thing in between myself. Also, both of us are going to be taking drinks and laughing at the same time. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons. And the reason I wanted to do this is because, I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan. I joined in pretty late, but the newest one recently came out, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. It came out a few weeks ago. It just received a big update today as well. But it's been something we've both been kind of like spending a lot of time on during
binge
this whole
playing.
Yeah,
is that a term?
Yeah, and and that's even the funny thing about this game. I feel like there's no way to play this game without binge playing it because there's so much shit to do, and we'll get into that too. But so yeah. Let's just get into it. Just fuck it. Let's just go. So yeah. So from what I remember, you didn't really play an Animal Crossing before, right?
I had literally never played Animal Crossing in my entire life. I hadn't watched anybody play. I hadn't watched YouTubes of people playing it. I had zero idea about what it even was before I met you, obviously.
Right. So it was just like some cartoon thing, and you're like, okay, I guess.
Yes. It was one of those things where it was kind of like Pokemon to me, because I never really got into the Pokemon video games. So, but I respected that people liked it. I got the appeal. I just never played it.
Right,
really.
Right, exactly. No, that makes sense.
Mostly because my dad didn't like it. And for those of you that don't know, my dad said that I was boring until I was old enough to learn how to play video games. So all of my video game exposure has been through him, and I guess Animal Crossing just wasn't his thing.
Yeah, it seems like your dad likes to play a lot more action things. Also, just so you don't feel as bad, my brother, I'm pretty sure my brother only wanted me because I was the player too. He was like, I'm tired of playing video games with myself. Yeah. So, and I'm sure your dad was the same way. He's like, okay, this one's a girl, but we'll make it work. But
girls can like video games.
I'm pretty sure more women play video games than men these days. But
well, when you take into account phone games, I think that's true.
Oh yeah, boost. It's a lot more accessible and shit.
Yeah.
Dudes when they feel like they're cooler for having PlayStations.
My dad loves
shit.
his garden games.
So really, have you played a game like this before? So for people who don't know what Animal Crossing is, if you, as somebody who recently got introduced to what it is, how you play it, let's say Carly wanted to play it, which is Haley's best friend. Let's say Carly wanted to play it. If you had to describe it to her in the easiest way possible, how would you describe it?
I think it's just like a game of life. I think it's very similar to something like Sims or Minecraft, where if you really want to reap benefits, you really have to sow the seeds in the form of time specifically.
Right.
And I think that would probably be the simplest way. Is just saying it's like one of those games.
Right. So it's a life simulator. It's for the Nintendo Switch as well. And yeah, it's that's pretty much the best way to describe it. It's a life simulator. There's no like end goal per se.
What was that Goose Simulation game?
Uh,
It's not like that though.
Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. But yes, they are similar in one way that they both have. They don't have a. Yeah, they don't have a goal per se. There are goals you can accomplish throughout, the game, like, getting things for your museum or, planting different flowers on your island or acquiring different fruits or moving in your residence. So there's a lot of different ways to, really, make progress in the game. So it's not like you just get dropped in this place and they're like, here's everything. All right, you're bored. Good luck. So yeah. So, how was your first time playing it? I mean, if there's one kind of like emotion that you get when you play the game, how would you describe it? Because I think it's like relaxing.
I agree.
But, yeah.
I find it very cathartic, especially being, recently laid off due to the coronavirus and the complications with businesses.
Right.
I think it's really cathartic because I can go out and do things like go fishing, go to the store, like, things like that, talk to people, things that I really can't do, and I really feel like I'm funneling a lot of the frustrations of being inside into that. So it'll be interesting to see once I'm not stuck inside how I view the game changes.
Right.
Because right now it really is kind of like I like it. It's cathartic.
It's like a time sink. Yeah. It like kind of gives you
purpose.
Yeah, it's like structure.
Yeah.
It's like it gives you structure and it gives you something to like look forward to per se. I mean, especially because like we've been staying inside for like the past 5 weeks or so for the most part. Like we've gone outside. Like don't get it twisted. But like we haven't really like done normal things. You can't really do normal things right now. So even talking to a weird looking monkey or a sloth that sells plants is like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, they celebrated your birthday.
They did.
A couple weeks ago.
I think they really like. I get happy playing the game, and I think it is because, like you said, the sense of purpose, right? And I really the birthday thing was really fun. I don't want to go too much into it because I think everybody should experience like the surprise I had, because I knew they were gonna do something for my birthday because they had posted a announcement like, oh, Haley's birthday's coming up or whatever. But it was fun. It was really fun. It made me smile. I'm smiling right now just thinking about it. It was really cool because I feel like it's very personal, the game, right? Like it doesn't just feel like you're just plopped in, to some game that's already been going on. It's all about you. Yeah, because you start so the game starts out with, you get plopped, you do like go to an island, it's you and 2 other animals. You're not an animal, you're a human. You're the only human. Nobody questions it. And the only other humans are other players. But yeah, so you start the island from scratch and you make the rivers eventually, you make all the houses, you plop everything down. And what we mean by, they celebrated her birthday in the game is like her actual birthday, because the game is in real time. So like today is April 23rd and it at 6:10 p.m., right? So it's actually April 23rd, 6:10 p.m. in the game as well. So if you log on in the game, it's going to be the same time it is in real life. So once you log on April 5th, they celebrated her birthday, and we don't want to talk about that too much. But yeah, so the game gives you a reason to come back every day. Like they give you everything piecemeal. Like you're like, okay, cool. I set up the houses. I picked some fruit. Now I have to cross a river, but I don't know how to cross the stupid river. So I guess I'll wait the next day. That was really frustrating. Yeah, no, it's a lot. So yeah, I mean, it's cool because it gives you a reason to not rush through it. Like there are a lot of people there are ways to rush through the game. Like you can abuse things like the game clock. Like on the Nintendo Switch, you can switch the clock around and skip days or go back days. Which if that's how you feel like playing, go ahead. But I feel like that kind of ruins the experience of like waiting and watching, like seeing the plants you plant grow and like seeing new villagers move in, or maybe some of them want to move out, or new things go into season and then other plants go out of season. So it's cool because I don't think that there's a ton of games like that, because I can't really think of too many like 24/7 like games that work well, Right. I mean, besides the online play games, I think. Like MMOs and stuff, like massively multiplayer. Yeah, stuff like that. Like Toontown. Toontown, yeah.
So
we'll be reviewing that next week.
Yeah, we're actually rebooting it ourselves.
Yeah.
We're funding it
No, we
with
got a
our
sim.
Trump checks.
We got a simulator for Toontown.
So I mean, and part of what makes the game cool is that like, so we've been talking about you move people into your town, right? And this has been a thing that you do for over the course of the series. So like, this game you're on an island, and the last game you were the mayor of a town, and the game before that you were just a villager in a town. Some of the the main games in the series. So you meet different people. All the villagers have different personalities. There's different like types of personalities. I think there's hundreds of villagers you can get, but only 10 are allowed on your island at the same time. So there's a lot of different, like, so everybody's game is different. Like, I'll go to my friend Cal's game, and she's got completely different plants, and her island's set up different, and we have none of the same villagers. And, so it's very varied. But, I mean, also, we've been playing on the same island.
Right.
So it's been... So we share an island because Nintendo is stupid, and they're like, hey, we don't want you to have different islands if you use the same console, because... fuck you for wanting to
I almost bought a Switch and then I got laid off. So
I mean, we got them Trump checks.
I have not
though.
yet bought a Switch. Maybe that's money sitting in savings. So hopefully it'll stay there. Let's see how. I bought the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch in the game.
Yeah.
For almost 40,000 bells. So that was kind of a good way to channel that.
And you can't play it.
By.
It is just a decoration in the game.
You can touch it.
So
spin it around.
So there's so much stuff to do in the game, and like, I don't want to like spend time going through every single thing, because we could be here for hours. But
for sure.
I mean, so there's all kinds of stuff you can do. There's you can water plants, you can plant stuff, you can fish. There's special events where some people.
You just said we're not going to go through it.
I know, I'm not going through everything.
Okay,
I'm just listing a few things.
I agree.
So
those are all highlights.
Like for instance, they updated the game today, and there's a new spring event where there's new shrubs you can plant. There's going to be new stuff for the museum. So, there's a lot of stuff in the game. But what's your favorite thing to do, like, every time you log in?
So, I think it's probably a tie between fishing, because I really enjoy fishing, or logging into the Nook Miles shop to get my free Nook Miles. Because even in a game, I love free shit, apparently.
Right.
Oh, okay, three-way tie, checking my mailbox. I also thoroughly enjoy checking my mailbox. That's the same in real life. I think it'll be the same thing everywhere. Yeah,
because you get, like, gifts. Or if you buy yourself stuff, it gets mailed to your house on some, like, non-evil Amazon shit, even though Tom Nook is evil.
Etsy. On some Etsy shit.
Etsy's
the good Amazon people.
Yeah. Let's, at least for the next couple years. But, yeah,
Until
so...
further notice.
I think my favorite thing, I always like fishing. I feel like I like to collect things and sell shit, and fishing is a lot more entertaining than catching bugs, because you can catch bugs to sell them and stuff. And there's like dozens of bugs and like dozens of fish, and they're through different seasons of the year. So like there's stuff we can catch now, we won't be able to catch later, and there's stuff unless we fucked with the clock in the game, we won't be able to mess with.
Getting fish is also like easier to do on demand.
Yeah.
Than getting bugs, in my opinion.
Yeah, to like find the
Especially
bugs.
those goddamn yellow bugs, and they're just like the regular.
What are the yellow bugs?
Common butterfly. The yellow butterfly.
Yeah.
I meant not bugs, but they're everywhere, and it's like you're worth like nothing.
Yeah, worth like $0.
Yeah.
It and that's the cool thing is like I feel like over time you kind of have to shift how you play, because at first you're like, I'm going to pick every fruit and I'm going to dig up everything, and every morning I'm going to get up and do this. And then you're like, okay, that's not worth the time for the money.
For sure.
I'm going to invest in turnips instead and then go sell them for stupid amounts of money somewhere else.
Simple cost benefit analysis.
Right. Like no, so like turnips in the game, long story short, it's like a stock market. So you buy them one day of the week and you can sell them another day of the week. This game is rated E, by the way. Technically, children can play it. I think that some of the stuff in the game is a little too nuanced for children, but it's definitely appropriate for all ages. But not gonna lie, I think most people I've seen played it, if not all, are all adults. I have not seen a single child play this game.
I agree. I tried to talk to my sister about it, who is 13, and she doesn't have it. Guess what? Because my dad doesn't want it. So even though my dad and sister have a Nintendo Switch, they still won't get the game.
No, that's sexism and depression all at the same time.
Poor Avery.
Poor Avery, man. Poor Avery. So we've both put about and to put in perspective how long we've both been playing since release day. And
I think I started a little bit behind you.
she started.
I wasn't into it. I think I started the end of the first week, probably. Maybe like beginning of second week.
No, you started like 2 days into it.
Man, I feel like I'm in an Animal Crossing blackout.
Yeah, I'm about to say you started like pretty soon. You started a week later. You would have been able to cross rivers and everything like that.
That's true.
Yeah,
You're right.
so we've been playing probably collectively all together between the two of us about 150 hours or so since it came out. We're stuck inside. Don't leave us alone. And we're pretty knee deep in the game. But the thing about the game like this is that it's always changing, right? Mm-hmm. So what we talk about today may not even really apply to the game in like 3 or 4 months. But there's a lot to come back to. It's really fun. If you're somebody who's not into gaming, I feel like this is a great game to pick up. I've had friends whose moms have played this, or like whose like relatives who've never played a video game in their life. This is the first video game they played, and they like are loving it because it's fresh. It's got all kinds of stuff to go back to. Like
it's very accessible too.
Right.
It's not hard to figure out. There are tips and tricks, but I mean, regular gameplay is not anything crazy.
Oh yeah, no, it's not. It's not like as deep as like a RPG or like an open world game or something like that. Like you have your basic controls. You have your basic movements. You know how different things work. You have your basic tools. The game is pretty easy at teaching you how things work too. Like Haley knew nothing about the game, and she picked it up like that. It was pretty easy for her. So if you're looking like for something pretty easy to pick up, that's gonna be a time sink. I think it would be good. I mean, I just think it's nice to look at too. It's just a fun game because it's really colorful. It's the best looking Animal Crossing because Nintendo likes to be behind on graphics all the time. But I mean,
yeah, watching YouTube videos of older versions, I was like, ooh, I probably wouldn't have played this anyways.
Yeah, Haley hates old things.
I don't hate old things. I like quality graphics. I don't think it's bad to have that preference. I watched that remastered movie.
What remastered movie?
We watched a movie, and it was an old movie, but it had been remastered.
Oh, we watched Wicker Man, the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you credit. You gotten a lot better. I remember there was a time a couple years ago I asked Haley to watch the black and white version of Logan with me, and she like cringed before I could even finish. After I said black and white, she said, ugh. So
why watch it? I'm gonna get crucified. I don't care. Why watch things in black and white?
Yeah,
I can see in color. I have not been cursed with the inability to see in color. I have my rods and my cones. I'm gonna put them to use, exercise them. You don't use it, you lose it.
I mean, seeing color doesn't take away seeing black and white doesn't take away my ability to see color.
Do you know that though? Have there been long-term studies? We don't know.
Okay, sure.
We don't know.
Yeah, you need to. Okay, she's only had one drink, by the way. So what are some things? We've been talking the game up. We love the game. Clearly, we've gotten a ton of time out of it. There's a ton of stuff you can do. I'm not even really getting into like the flow of the game because really, like, it's choose what you want to do. You can be the person who goes to island scavenging things. You can be the guy who kicks people off his island because they think they look ugly and you don't like that they, decorate their house a certain way. You can just be the fishing master. Like, there's so many different options. But if there's one thing that, like, if there's some nitpicking things, like if you could find things about this game that you did not like, well, what would you say? Because I have a few. I have a few things about this game I would definitely change.
I think that I get that it's like in a grid, right? Everything's in a grid.
Right.
Okay, if I could at least get some insight into where that grid is, so when I like try and dig something, it doesn't make me step like 3 steps over where I'm trying to go. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just annoying.
Right.
It's really annoying.
So the grid system is a little... Yeah.
Or being able to, like... Well, I haven't messed around with the construction editor as much, but I wish that you could edit the space around your house, like, within a few blocks, the way that you can edit your home.
Yeah, that's my big thing about this game is I feel like they were ambitious with some stuff, but they didn't go far enough, and I hope they fix it in future updates. Which, knowing Nintendo, I don't think they will. But there are some things like, like the crafting system. So throughout the game, you make things. You have to make your own tools. You have to make your own furniture. You have to make fish bait. You have to make all kinds of stuff so you can use it, right? Yeah, that shit is like super slow because you can't batch make anything. And it's kind of bullshit because
true.
you'll want to make like 20 fish bait. And there's even like I shit you not, if you go online, you'll find a video of a guy who made a toy that will make fish bait and other items for him and just press A for him over and over because he's tired. Like it's annoying because
That's so funny.
first of all, you have to go dig up 300 clams just to go make the shit. And then now have to smash A for 5 minutes straight. Like it sounds nitpicky, but like in like the big like flow of the game, it's so annoying that like, oh, my shovel broke, now I gotta go back home and make this. Oh wait, now I need fish bait, let me go mash A for 5 minutes.
Right, it does ruin the flow of the game, like when you're going about your business and something breaks, and it's like, well, hopefully you have one extra at home, and if you don't, hopefully you have the things you need to make it, which we haven't run into that issue very much, but it's still annoying.
Yeah.
And then I also wish that I wish that it automatically brought you to craftable items when you're at the workbench. I just think that doesn't make sense for it to take you anywhere else but craftable items.
You mean you don't want to look at things that you can't make at that second?
It's so annoying. It doesn't make
even
any
though
sense.
there's a whole other option to look at those things on your phone.
Yeah.
Which the phone's like the menu in the game. But yeah, like there small things that it is because like, and I feel like this is like a Nintendo problem. There's like some things that don't have depth. Because like even in Zelda, even in like Breath of the Wild, right? Which I'm sure two different teams of people make those games, obviously. But like there are even things in that game where like, okay, I want to make food. Why can't I streamline this a little bit? Or like I want to make this thing. Why can't this be easier? Or fast travel could work easier this way. And Animal Crossing has a lot of the same issues. Like same thing for fishing, or same thing for traveling, or building up bells, or there's stupid things like if you have more than 99,000 bells, it goes in your pocket, and it's like, but why is it like that? Especially because things in this game cost millions of fucking bells.
Yeah, how do you even buy the thing that costs 1 million bells? Can you even fit that much? I guess if you have the 40 capacity.
Probably. I think you probably could. Yeah, like there are items that cost 1 million bells, and like I don't even know how to get them. Like I don't know how you would physically buy them. I mean, and like that's the thing, like you can save money in the game too. Like there's options to do that shit. But even then it's like, okay, yes, I do have a bank account, but even when I pull money out of my bank account in the game, it's still like forcing it into bags in my pocket. And it's like, okay, like if you're gonna give me a game with so much creativity and stuff, like give me the whole thing. Don't like, say, oh, like the game is already based on a 24-hour cycle, right? Like I don't think that you need to force any like difficulty or like anything to like buffer the wait time between things just because you're like, oh, that's the cycle of the game. You want to make fish bait? It's gonna take you about you want to make 60 fish bait. It's gonna take you about like 380 presses of the A button.
Yeah, that would take like you just many hours, I think.
And when other games like Minecraft and stuff, like it's a lot easier to just make a batch of things when you want to make them. So I feel like they could easily fix that with an update. Like I'm sure that they could, because you can sell multiple things to people. Like you can multi-select things. So I'm like, okay, why can't I multi-make things? Especially deeper into the game. I'm sure in a few months I'm gonna get fucking tired of, oh shit, I want to fish. Okay.
Right. Yeah, because it's very simple. If you have the item in your inventory needed to use, then you get the one. If you have more than what is needed, it's very simple. Just add a little arrow. Like, you want to make one? Oh, go up. Now 2. Now 3. Now 4. Until you're out of the supply or whatever. But,
dude,
whatever.
It'd be so much easier. It's only frustrating because other games have it and it's not even like a thought. It's just like in other games.
Right, because making me sit there and mash buttons does not add value to my experience. It's not like, because I kind of disagree about having to like stack your money and stuff. I think that part's kind of fun. I think that's part of the game, right? Is running around and doing all this shit. Can I curse?
I've been cursing the whole time.
Okay, I figured, I forgot. I just want to make sure.
Oh my god.
Listen. You made me lose my train of thought now.
Yeah, so no, you're right though. Like repetitive things.
Oh yeah, it doesn't add value to the gameplay or to the experience, I suppose.
Right, like I understand if people didn't want like whole island editors where you could like place flowers and things piece by piece. Like I understand not wanting that, because that does, at that point you are just playing a designer game and you're not like doing the fun stuff about like designing your island. But smaller things like that, like making bait or like going through menus and stuff or like buying more than one thing in a shop, I feel like, okay, I'm in the Nook Miles thing. I selected multiple things. Why do I have to wait for the ticket to fucking print out every goddamn time I want to buy a Nook Miles ticket? Like this, like,
or like going through with fucking Wilbur, man.
Oh my
Wilbur,
God.
He's so long-winded.
I don't think Wilbur's long-winded. I think Haley just doesn't like Wilbur. There was one problem I had with Wilbur that they already fixed. They used to have it when you wanted to visit friends online, which I'll talk about online in a minute because that's honestly like a huge part of the game that's really fun too. Is playing with other people. Like me and Haley playing together, that's what makes the game fun. The fact that we both interact on the same island, going to other friends' islands is really fun. And Wilbur is like the guy at the airport who helps you get there, right? And along with his friend Orville, they're named after the Wright brothers. So yeah, so he used to have this dumb thing.
Yeah, they're dodo birds.
Yeah, they're dodo birds.
That operate airplanes because we all know dodo birds. They can't fly.
No, they can fly. What are you talking about? He has a plane. He can fly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. In that sense.
So
he's changed history.
They used to have like this dumb thing where like you would have to like he would ask you one by one which friend you want to go visit. He'd be like, "Do you want to go visit Cal?" Okay, no. Do you want to go visit Sasha? And I think a couple updates ago they put a menu in there instead, which I was like, "Oh, if it's easy for them to do that, why can't they do the fucking crafting?" So yeah, so like, and I get what Haley means. I'm just teasing her, but like Wilbur has like a lot of dialogue options where it's like, can I just use my Nook Miles ticket? I don't want to have you ask me, okay, am I going to visit a friend? Am I going to visit this? Like,
oh, it looks like you have a Nook Miles ticket. No shit.
Yeah, and like even comments like that, I feel like comments like that are like because the game is actually really funny, right? Like there are some things in the game where you can tell like they left like some dialogue in there for kids to explain things, but like, for instance, there was an Easter event a couple weeks ago, and the bunny was like the funniest shit in the world to me because when you walked out of his view, he would like hunch over after like dancing in front of you and like sigh because he's like sad with his life. Which like that's obviously not a joke just for kids. Like this shit's hilarious.
Yeah.
But like there are some dialogue options where it's like, okay, I know what you're gonna say. Shut up, Tom Nook. Give me my shit. So. And, you know, I know that people are going to probably say that that's part of the character of the game and blah, blah, blah. But, like, you know, the game already has enough character. They have all these villagers with their own unique dialogue. They have dozens of fish. They have shit in a museum we're still trying to collect. They have all kinds of things. And I don't think any of that adds anything. I don't know.
Well, especially because it doesn't change. It's not dynamic. It's just the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Right.
When you're trying to do something. So I think it would be different talking to them if the dialogue changed a little bit.
Right.
But I understand. I mean, that is a lot of work. So I get why that isn't the case. But if that's not going to be the case, then don't give me all the words.
Right. Like, it's not the same
I don't need 4 paragraphs.
Right. Yeah, especially like there are some characters I'll forgive it for, like Blathers, right? His name's fucking Blathers. Like, I expect that. He's supposed to just... The whole point is that you give him a fossil and he talks your ear off. Granted, he doesn't talk nearly as much as he used to in old games, but he talks your fucking ear off. But like there are other people, it's like, yeah, dude, I know. Like, hurry up. I'm just gonna keep mashing A because I'm tired of this. And there's difference between the repetitiveness of catching fish and, you know, other shit. Because catching fish is exciting. It's like gambling. It's like, ooh, am I gonna get an oarfish? Am I gonna get coelacanth?
Or is it a fucking sea bass?
Yeah, or is it the same fucking sea bass or over and over? Am I gonna catch a seahorse? Like, it's cool, but then, you know, there's other shit. So I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any other huge issues with the game. I mean,
not that I can think of.
It looks great.
I mean, we just complained for about 10 minutes straight, so.
But, you know, it's about the negative and the positive.
For sure.
Clearly, I mean, you know, I really do love this game. I don't see myself not playing this for a long time. I mean, I've literally, like I said, we've already both put at least 80 hours into this game, and I don't see us slowing down anytime soon. The cool thing is that I feel like we've both played less than we did at the beginning, because after you get things kicked off, it's a lot. Sorry, that's my dog coughing in the background. So the thing is that like, after you get into your little routine, you know more what you're gonna do every day. So instead of playing for 4 hours a day, you might end up playing for 1 or 2 hours a day, or 30 or 45 minutes at a time, because you know what you're gonna do. So I like that part at least. But
that's true. But also sometimes I find myself like I have the intention of, oh, I'm just gonna log on and do this real quick, like edit my home, or just this one specific task that I have planned. And then I log on and I start playing, and then that one task turned into 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it also depends maybe on what's going on that day, which is nice because, like you said, they do have new things, and there are people that visit your island besides villagers and besides friends. You know, there are these special guests, so to speak. And that can turn it in from, you know, maybe once a week we're spending 3 or 4 hours playing, as opposed to the 1 hour every other few days that we play.
Right. Yeah, because there'll be like a new event, or, oh, this thing only happens once a week and today's that day. Like, I'll wake up and tell Haley, oh, CJ's here, and CJ buys fish, and he buys fish for a really good price, and it's like, oh shit, then I'll go spend 3 hours fishing. And it's fun. You know, it's definitely something that keeps you coming back for more. And I would definitely, you know, I'd say that this is probably my favorite game for Nintendo Switch so far, personally. I mean, Zelda's a close second. There's some other great games there too, but I think, you know, I think that this game could work for a lot of people. I mean, who would you recommend the game to personally? If somebody was like,
right,
you know, what's a good game for me, and you're like, oh, Animal Crossing, you know.
Obviously, like I already tried, my sister, I would highly recommend it for her. I would also say, you know, I'm sure there are a lot of people that probably got a Switch for their kids or got a Switch for the household, and they really just haven't used it as much as they thought it would. I think those are the people that really would do a good job with this game, because it's kind of low commitment. I know we're talking about how many hours we put in and how you have to log in every day and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it is still like a pretty low commitment game, right? Just because we commit that much time doesn't mean that everybody who plays needs to get the same amount out of it.
You definitely don't need to play it as much as we
So I think that anybody, I really truly think that like you have that Switch sitting there and you're like, oh damn, why'd I spend, you know, hundreds of dollars
on this hunk of metal.
I really think you should spend that extra $60 or whatever it is to get Animal Crossing, because this is that game that is going to make you put it to use. And honestly, it's made me want to play other video games too. Just kind of, it's a good segue game, you know? But then I also think heavy gamers like you and your brother would also still really enjoy it, because it is a change of pace.
Yeah, it's surprisingly deep. I think that's why what I like about it is, and you know, that's not like a new thing for Animal Crossing either, and it's not a new thing for the New Horizons entry. The whole Animal Crossing series is actually pretty deep, because there's a lot of different, you know, techniques or like secret things or cool things you can do that the game doesn't tell you about outright, and that's what makes the fandom cool. Is that there's a lot of like secrets that are getting passed around from like old fans to new fans now, because they're like, oh, to hit the money rock correctly, because there's a money rock that pops up every day. The game doesn't fucking tell you that, but if you know about it and you have friends and you socialize, which is what this game's about as well, you know, you'll find out cool things. Because the game is a lot more fun if you play online. It's a lot more fun if you play with people in your house. I would recommend it to anybody who's looking for a game to get their significant other into, to get their family into, because you can have up to, I think, 8 players on the same console. So you can all share an island if you would like to. So
do we still get 10 islanders even though we are 2?
Yes.
You can have up to 18.
I think so. I don't know how it's going to work with more players.
Right.
We only have 2 people on our island, but we have 10 villagers. We have 10 villagers, which I think even if you only have 1 person on your island that's a human, you only have 10 villagers. So, So that's what I would recommend. I mean, anybody who's looking for a good thing, that you're stuck in quarantine right now, you want something that's relaxing and not hack and slash killing shit, right? Which I know that killing shit's also fun, but maybe you don't want that all the time. You want something where you're like, oh, I want to plant stuff and make friends instead.
Right.
I think that this would work for honestly any ages, any, you know, young kid with a Switch to like a 45-year-old man who's like bored and like, I want to decorate some shit on my console.
Yeah.
You get to decorate your house. It's like a fantasy land. It's really fun. And
I like it because I get to decorate the way that I want it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that it is, because it is so customizable, that is what makes it appeal to such a wide range of audience, you know?
Right. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of creativity things in there too. Like you can make your own designs, you can customize almost like everything that you can make. Like it gives you like your own personal space that you can also choose to share with other people, whether it be online or in person, or when we all get out of this stupid quarantine shit, when we actually go see each other in person, you can actually go see your friend and like virtually hang out. I mean, I have a group of friends. I've seen multiple friends that they have like virtual dates on Animal Crossing because they can't go anywhere.
It's cute.
Like it's fun. It's different from other games. It's comforting. It's not so much goal oriented as it is like it's not so much like mission oriented. I should say it is goal oriented. It's very goal oriented. Not so much like beat the big boss or congratulations, your town's finished, you win. There is a credit sequence that plays when you get a certain distance in, but the game is by no means over. So there's a lot to go into.
First game I ever beat. Just kidding.
So
it was the fastest.
So, I mean, what would you rate the game? And, I personally don't take ratings that serious because ratings are weird. I mean, as you guys can probably tell from listening to this already, we really fuck with the game.
Yeah.
Obviously. But we're specific kind of people. We like specific kind of things. But, I also like shit like Call of Duty and Dark Souls. Haley likes Call of Duty and fucking
I like Call of Duty.
Zelda and shit. So
I like Zelda and Crazy Taxi and Frogger. I'm really into arcade-style games mostly.
I promise you, she's only 24. She's not that old.
I'm not like a 50-year-old.
Yeah, no. She's just a real gamer girl.
I'm very retro.
Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Animal Crossing?
I would definitely say like 7.5 to 8. Only because of the complaints we mentioned earlier. Like there are some things that are a tad bit annoying, but not so much that it makes me not want to play the game.
Right.
Because it's such a good game.
Right. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair score. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Also because of the same reasons. There's just a lot of repetition that I don't feel is necessary. When there is repetition that I don't mind, like putting down pavement or planting things or digging up fossils or fishing. And then there's like, oh, I want to go fishing. I'm so excited to wake up and go fishing and give things to CJ. And then, oh shit, I gotta make bait. Great. Right. Okay, well, let me go stare at the sand.
Time is money, people.
Yeah, time is money. And that's the cool thing is like you don't feel like you have to log in and do everything in 5 minutes. Is that, if you do a few things for an hour in the morning and you want to kind of build your day around playing the game, fuck it, come back a few hours later because, if it's Sunday and you bought turnips in the morning, you can come back in the afternoon and then go plant stuff or go island hopping and do other shit. So, yeah, no, I feel like this is a good game. I feel like this is probably one of my favorite games come out this year. Probably in the last couple of years. It was a big thing a lot of people were anticipating. I was anticipating it too, but I think I ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. And I'm glad I got to play it with Haley, because she wasn't excited at all. I remember before I was like, yeah, you should play it. And she's like, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But it's really cool, because now we'll like talk about the game outside of the game.
Yeah, it's like they're real people, and they're part of our lives. Like I'll tell him when we have this mouse character named Moose. I'll tell him when he gets pissed off, because apparently he only gets pissed off when I'm around.
There's like gossip.
Like we see like different sides of them, and so it's cool to like compare notes.
Right. Yeah, like we talk about like the mouse that works out a lot, or the DJing penguin that lives on the beach, or
in an igloo,
or the elephant who's doing fucking yoga all the time.
Always doing the yoga. But I strive to be Opal, because she's like, oh, Haley, I see you have the taste for the finer things. And I'm like, girl, you know it. I love her.
See, like the game's got a lot of personality. It's
does.
So fun.
It really does.
It's got personality. It's really fun and quirky. Like, it doesn't get old. There hasn't been a day I logged on where I was like, okay, I've done this already. This is boring. It's always like, I wonder what this villager will say. I wonder what expression I'll learn. I wonder what new thing will pop up. And it's so exciting.
Well, and even when I'm done playing, it's not like I'm so frustrated, I can't get past this one fucking part. Like, it's more of okay, I feel like I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish today.
Right.
It's a good feeling, not a frustrated feeling, which is a note that I'm not usually leaving games on.
Right.
Necessarily.
Because, yeah.
I'm a rage quitter. For sure. Like, when you get to that one part and you just can't figure it out, and you're like, I just need to walk away for a minute.
Haley's very competitive, and that's my favorite thing about this game. She can't be competitive. There's
I
no
tried
way to
at
be
the
competitive.
beginning. I was like, oh.
She was like, you're picking out more things than me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it didn't matter. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fun. And I feel like, a lot of people are stressed out right now. I feel like this is a good game to pick up. And if you're, and if you can't visit, you can't visit your friends. Not if. You cannot visit your friends. I'm telling you right now. You can't visit your fucking friends. So,
beep, beep.
So since you can't visit your friends, this is a good way to visit them. If you're tired of FaceTiming and you want to switch it up a little bit, maybe go visit their museum, see what dinosaur bones they collected, or go fish all the stuff off their island, or go steal all their stars, or go
take their fruit,
take the fruit they
flowers.
have. Yeah, dude, it's
shake their bushes down.
Shake their bushes. Go talk to their villagers. Go make funny faces at them.
Try and get them to move to your island.
Yeah, go dig holes on the beach and then leave. Like, there's a lot of things you can do. And it's very low risk. Like it's just a lot of fun. So so yeah, I mean, we recommend it if you guys have
in case you can't tell.
Yeah, of course. if you guys have any sort of, comments about the game, send us any photos you have of you playing the game. You can reach us out to us at Super Chevy Bro on Twitter. Our Gmail is superchevybros@gmail.com. Our Facebook is Super Chevy Bros. Everything is Super Chevy Bros except for the Twitter, because somebody is squatting. I'm coming to your house. I'm taking the handle by force. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Super Chevy Bros podcast. Thank you for listening to us talk about Animal Crossing and monkeys doing weird things.
Let us know if you want more. We've learned a lot. Yes.
Let us know if you want more of this. If there's another game you want us to talk about, ask us what we're playing. You can follow me on Twitter at ChevalP. I don't think Haley wants you guys to find her anywhere, so
I'm not really in the net.
She's a hipster.
I'm not a hipster.
Just kidding. She only exists within Instagram DMs to send me memes. Let's put it that way. So, yeah. And
my mom. I've been sending my mom memes. Sorry. I just had to. I'm expanding, guys.
She's expanding her reach. It's not just me. It's also me and her mom. We are making huge
and
strides.
My dad.
Oh, shit.
My dad has an Instagram.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
See, we are very social.
Don't say his name.
We are
he won't
branching
like that.
out.
Dad.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying, he won't like that if he finds out we said his name.
So, anyway,
Bleep it.
Welcome. Thank you for listening to... I tried to end it like 5 minutes ago, so now I'm
sorry.
confused.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to this review episode of the Super Chevy Bros podcast. I'm Cheval Price, one half of the Super Chevy Bros. Thanks to our special guest, Haley Schroeder, for stopping there.
0 parts of the Chevy Bros.
She's an honorary member.
Thank you.
We just don't count them in the numbers because it makes things easier. So guys, thank you. Tune in, superchevybros@gmail.com, at Super Chevy Bros on Twitter. Retweet our shit, like our shit, share our shit, let people know you like our shit. We love you. Catch you later. Bye.
Connect with me on LinkedIn.